Hello and welcome to Heart-repreneur TV. I'm your co-host, Velma Gallant. Super excited to be here and super excited to have you here as well. We have an amazing guest for you today, and this is going to be a very interesting conversation. I am very much looking forward to this. So Treena Innes, life fun expert, author, speaker, and all things passionate heart, is an ordinary woman who found her extraordinary calling. She's spreading her vibrant energy and enthusiasm for life to everyone she encounters. Her mission is far from ordinary as she tirelessly shares her wisdom and unique perspective on living a life full of lively conversations, curiosity, fun, and adventure. Treena employs the philosophy of live today as if it's your last in her everyday actions, writings, speaking, consulting, and her Come Get Your Lively workshops, aiming to inspire women to adopt a similar approach towards life. Welcome to the show, Treena. I'm super excited that you're here.
Thank you. I'm excited just listening to my introduction.
Well, I wanted to make sure that it was lively. So today's show title that we landed on was How to Get Lively for a Successful Life. And I know that I believe that with every fiber of my being, because when we are alive, we're alive. It's kind of weird that way. So tell me a little bit about what inspired you to be heading out on this interesting path. That's about the best way to put it.
That's a great way to put it. Well, it started on a journey of my bucket list. So my bucket list was to write a book by the time I turned 50. So I started writing this book at 40, and I took some courses, some education, and I had a vision to write a fiction novel about people living a life behind closed doors, but what you saw, what represented out, was very different. So the title was going to be Behind Closed Doors, and it was a very juicy, steamy fiction novel with really fun characters that would all intertwine with each other's lives. And it would be very complicated because what you saw out in, the supermarket was very different back at home. And so I started writing great characters over the years. And what I discovered was I was really bored with myself. I was bored with this character. I was bored with this story. And so I learned very quickly my writing style was it was a short game, not a long game. So I then switched gears, and I said, I'm just going to write something. I'm just going to write what I know. This will come easier to me, very short vignette style. And thus Mind Doodles, the book, was born, and it's written in fun, quirky, lively manner. Every chapter doesn't integrate into each other. It's very unique. It's a book that you can bring it, land it on the table amongst your friends, flip to a chapter, and have some lively conversation. So that's how it started. Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about the title, Mind Doodles. I'm curious about that.
So Mind Doodles, that title came from really how my brain works in this lively space. So it literally just goes, and the book is for those that can see it. So it's got a lot of doodles inside of it on each of the chapters. And one of my friends, she's an artist, and I saw her doodling one day at work, and I'm like, that's what's going on in my head. And I said, you need to do the art for my book. And she's like, oh, I don't think so. I can't get inside of your head. And so I ended up convincing her. She's like, I don't want to get in your head. And but she did, and she did a fantastic job of really having fun with the doodles on each of the chapters.
Okay. So what came from that for me is you're inviting us to doodle on our life.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Doodle in your life. Doodle. Yeah, Mind Doodle in your life, which is lively conversations. It's being curious. It's asking the questions. It's a lot of ahas and hmms and thinking and challenge my thinking. Tell me what you know. I'll tell you what I know. I'll tell you what I don't know. Tell me what you don't know. A lot of those, the liveliness, the lively conversations.
Okay. Well, I mean, and I talk a lot and I ask a lot. So I get that, and I am curious. So how does someone bring this kind of way of being into our life?
Well, that is the big, gigantic question. So what happened on this book journey was, after it went out to the world, after it went all to, outside my tribe and my family, my friends who said they loved it. And, the real test was with strangers. So, is this a book just for my tribe, for, my kids? If I get hit by a bus one day, they could have it to lean in on interesting information that mom might tell me. So the strangers were really the test for me. And they called me and they told me, they said, I want to live a life like this. And I said, what kind of life? I'm just living life every day. And so it was becoming very clear people are searching for more liveliness in their life, more play, more connection, more philanthropy, giving, travel different, meet different people, getting outside their bubble. And so this was where then this life fun expert transformed, because I then reflected with that. This is my next big thing to do in life. If I can share to people how to live lively and give them ideas and encourage them and inspire them, have them think differently, challenge them, help them remove some roadblocks, this is it for me. This is my next big thing to give.
Okay, so you're going to poke some holes in the way they do things.
Oh yeah. And you might not like it, but you might like it with the end result.
Right.
Yeah.
Because honestly, having some of these conversations, being curious, getting out and play, for some of us, it is going to be like stretching the way we've always been. And yeah, because I what I love about it is you're inviting someone to bring this into their lives rather than living vicariously through others. So rather than watching the lively conversations on some sitcom or on some
social
real
media,
life TV, social media, that kind of thing, you're inviting us to bring it into our lives. So start having those conversations. So I haven't had the privilege of reading your book yet.
Yeah.
So share with me one of your favorite chapters. I'd really love to hear a little bit about that.
Well, I'm just going to flip to one. So this really is, and if I back up a bit, really my vision too was around my own circle. I was noticing even before COVID, everybody's on their phone. They're checking this, answering messages. I'm like, hey, I get 2 hours with you a month to have dinner. Like, put your phone away. So it really was the inspiration where you could just flip to any chapter and let's just have a conversation. Okay, this one is a bit deep, not so lively, but it's important. This one's called Losing Your Biggest Fans. And it's around losing your parents. And the doodle in it actually is 2 fans, if those that are okay. So that's one of the doodles. So that's a book about losing your parents, which is tough, and it is real, and it's going to happen. And get ready for it. I'm flipping to another one. This one's fun. Okay, it's called Girl versus Boy Sex Talk. Again, this is a G-rated book. You're like, what kind of interviewee is this? And what this topic was, that was a fun topic. That one was around, we had rented a summer home, and we, again, invited our tribe to just come for weekends or getaways. And what I was noticing is when my husband had his friend group over, they talked about, I don't know, constellations and sports and all sorts of other things. And then when the women got together around the table, it always ended up being a conversation around sex. And so then I was really curious. And so I sat with the boys one night and I said, why don't you ever talk about sex? Like we talk about having fun in the bedroom and some new tips and tricks and what we learned. Like, is this not like important to you? So that's an example of picking up a lively conversation. Yeah,
I'm sure that spiced it up just a little bit.
Is your wife leaving or anytime soon? Or
right? I could just picture these big burly men going red.
Actually, I wasn't letting them get away with it. I was poking at it. Yeah. So I learned a lot.
That's
I learned a lot on the why, but it's all in the book. Yeah.
awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like even just from that perspective, some of the chapters, like you said, because I heard you said in the beginning, put it on your coffee table, open it up and have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Yes, that's correct.
So, okay. Okay.
And yes, and so then so not book aside, so I definitely have a vision of a mind doodle community being built. Let's throw the conversations, into the socials, into the Facebook conversations. And the workshops also are another avenue. Let's come to an online workshop and chat together and
Mhm.
inspire each other and share some of the lively. So that's another space that you can bring the lively to.
So tell me a little bit about your come get your lively workshop, because I think
Okay.
it's cute. I really like
Thank
come get
you.
your lively, and
Yes.
it's like a it's like trying on a new outfit, right? Like trying on a new outfit and seeing how I fit with it. And is this some new fashion, some new fun that I want to try on more?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, you got it. So the workshop avenue was a way, because as I was inspired by women, and not just women but young people as well. I actually had a conversation with a young man yesterday who wants to do a millennial or younger generation lively series. So this one is targeted at 40 plus women. So as we are hearing from women wanting to have some more ideas about lively, or maybe they're already lively and want more lively, or it could be someone that's stuck. So this was a form of bringing people together easily all across the world online, 90 minutes, super fast, super easy, and low participation. That's another piece we're hearing from women. They like, do I have to turn my camera on? Do I have to participate? Can I sit back? So you can also just sit back and have low participation, just have, do your own notes internally. It's meant to give you some ideas of other lively passions of people that are coming to the table. So for example, we have a chef, and we're all really famous for Monday night cooking our boring chicken breast and broccoli because we had too many calories on the weekend. So she's going to talk about like some different spices and spice combinations that you can add to your everyday. So that's lively in the kitchen. We are going to have a fashion stylist come and talk about liven up your wardrobe, especially for women that can also get stuck in, wearing the Lululemon pants every day, or your hoodie, a splash of color here and there, or a piece of jewelry. So she's going to give us some ideas around that. I'm going to talk about lively in life. I'm going to share some of my lively top 7 that I like to share for inspiration. I'm going to poke out what might be lively for you and be your priority. And then we have lively in the bedroom, which is also super fun. Again, if a lot of people lost their mojo, or don't feel sexy anymore, maybe we're not happy with our bodies, or happy with our partner's bodies. Some other lady pointed that out to me. So that's a good point. So a lot of lively, wonderful hosts that are coming that want to share with you. And we're going to do it breakout style. So you're going to Zoom through all of us and get some ideas and track your own ideas and see how we can inspire you.
I really like that. I think in order to bring some lively into our lives, we need to be clear on where our life is right now, because that's what creates the opportunity for the change. That's what creates the opportunity for us to challenge. Well, why have we always done it this way? And what if I tried a little bit of chili pepper in this thing that I normally don't put chili pepper in, right? What if I take into consideration trying a different color, or putting up my hair just a little bit differently, and stuff like that. So I'm hearing that it is going to challenge. It is
Yes.
absolutely going to be challenging what our status quo is, right?
Yes.
But it's not leaving them in that place. This is what I'm really hearing. It's not leaving in that place. You are challenging them, and you're inspiring them at the same time. It's like, okay, yes, I want you to look at this a little differently. And here's a couple of ideas. What if? And then see what that inspires, because I could imagine a very lively conversation coming out of that.
Yes.
I love being inspired by other people's ways of looking at things.
And also it can be whatever it is, whatever's lively for you. So sometimes if I'm like, I actually I was excited because I allocated some time this morning to have an hour bubble bath to start my day. And that's hard to find, right? To start your day with an hour bubble. But that got me lively. I was like, so I went to bed last night looking forward to it. And so it can just be something even simple, like really just in finding your passion, finding what you need. So it doesn't mean
Okay.
you have to climb a mountain. It can just be sitting with your favorite novel on a Saturday without any interruptions. Or it can be giving. It could be helping your neighbor build a fence. It could be, one lady told me yesterday, her lively is by the time she says she's leaving this earth, she's tracking meeting 1 million people and having lively conversations. So that's a lively for her. So it doesn't have to be, again, traveling the world, climbing a mountain. Like, lively could be whatever is lively for you.
Okay. So it's what sparks life in me.
Fire in your belly.
Okay. I
Yeah.
love that. What inspires me? What jazzes me to get me up in the morning? What has me look forward to tomorrow? That kind
Yes.
of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. That
Okay.
bubble bath. And I had some really nice smelling bubble bath I was looking forward to, that I treated myself to.
So I totally went to Finding Nemo and the little yellow fish. Bubbles.
Love bubbles.
So okay. So one of the things that we had put in your introduction was how you actually live the philosophy of live today as if it's your last. Was
Mhm.
there a trigger moment for you that had you choose that for yourself?
Uh, when the strangers were reading my book and they were challenging me on how I live
Mm.
life this way, I could say there wasn't really any big fireworks that or happening in my life. Maybe I was blessed to be born this way, to have this perspective of curiosity and living lively. I do reflect. I came from a very small town, and growing up, and I had a beautiful, small, cozy, stable community. And I knew I was a big city girl at heart. So when I moved to the city, then the lively really like opened up into life and diversity and culture and people and livelihood and entertainment and foods and smells. And so all that really opened up when I moved to the city life. So I wouldn't say there was one
Okay.
place that happened, but I have, because people are challenging me on how I live a lively life. I have reflected on some three really key areas that work for me, as far as being able living this lively, and some framework pieces. And I have done some of my own reflections on how, and here I'll share maybe my top three. So uh, I call them like my guiding principles. So I spend a lot of time in why not. I don't spend hardly any time in why, which can get me in
Mm.
trouble sometimes. So I am like, why not? Why not me? Why wouldn't I? Yes, yes, yes. And I know it's been opposite of people saying, create your boundaries, say no more often, stop overcommitting. But I'm opposite of that. Like, why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Why not? So that's one of my value principles. I'll go through them, and then I can already see your mind doodles are going with questions. I can see it.
Mhm.
I'd like to know the doodle on that one. So number one, why not? Number two, I have a bucket list, and I've had a bucket list since I was very young, and it's literally like keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It's so large now. I have to prioritize it because I will not get
Yeah.
through everything by the time I die. So I've always lived with a bucket list, and that to me brings me action. So I am accountable. It's my bucket list. It's me. If I don't meet it, I'm only disappointing myself. I don't. It's an internal. Well, it's actually an Excel spreadsheet, but it's my tracker, and I tick it on. When I do it, I tick it, tick, tick, tick. So I go back on it and go, oh, I achieved, these 30 things already. I got 80 more. And what am I going to do? What am I going to do now? What am I tackling this year? And also my third piece is I evaluate. So I evaluate my time continually. Did that fill my bucket? That make me happy? Did that jazz me up? Did it put a fire in my belly? I evaluate all the time. I evaluate my time.
I love that, because what I heard is that it's a beautiful blending of curiosity and boundaries, because when your evaluate is still the boundaries, right?
Yes, that's good. That's great.
Your evaluate is still the boundaries, yet there is an expansiveness and a curiosity that is absolutely there. I love that you shared the peaceful and safe environment that you came out of and blossomed out of. Now, not everybody's experiences are going to be that same way. However, it doesn't matter how our fertile soil is created. What matters is that we blossom.
Yes, it's true.
Right.
Yes.
And I can only imagine what it was like for your family with your curiosity and your why not. I could just,
my mother, she would always say to me, stop, why you just gallivanting? I said, no, I'm a gallivanter. Just stop gallivanting. Stay home once in a while. So I said, I'm a gallivanter.
I love it. I can picture it. I can picture the wheels turning, right? I can picture the wheels turning, and I can picture a mother rolling her eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And
yeah, Calvin and Hobbes, right? Or Dennis the Menace, or right? But it's that curiosity of life, and there's no one way to do it. That's another thing that I'm hearing, is that there's no one way to do it, because my life might not be the same as your life. I could see a little bit of parallel there. I really can.
Okay.
I'm a what ifer, which is kind of the same as a why not.
Okay, what if and a why not? I'm writing that one down.
Right? Because it's like, well, what if I did this? And what if I did that? And what if that happened? And what if, and what if, and what if, right? So it's the same curiosity, that why not?
So what if? What
is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And because why not? What if?
Yeah, why not? What if? And we hear, and it's probably the same for you, Velma, like we hear, especially women. I mean, there are some men for sure, but women spend a lot of time in why, and thinking, overthinking, analyzing, should I, shouldn't I, I'm tired, but this, da, 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 da. And so then by the time you've overthought this invitation, it's long gone, and then you just don't do it. And so that I hear that a common, like, women just continually.
So how do we get out of our heads?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I would say for my secret sauce, I'm not in my head like that a lot. Again, I just, why not and go, why not and go, why not and go.
Okay. So and that's what I love about your workshop, is that what it sounds like is it's opening up the opportunity to look at life from that perspective. And that's not to say everybody needs to adopt 100% why not. But what would your life be like if you put a couple of why nots in there, or
Yeah.
if you put a couple of what ifs, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you get to choose your why nots too,
Yes.
right? So why not start your day off with a bubble bath instead of ending it
Yes.
with a bubble
Yes.
bath,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Why not go for a walk by the river and listen to the bird song?
Yeah. Yeah. Whatever
Why
makes you
not
laugh.
give your girlfriend across the country a call and surprise her?
Yeah.
Right? Why not uh uh why not hop in the car and go surprise your sister? Like I would do that, because actually no, I don't. I have to give her warning. I have to give her warning. But I can, why not call my sister and say, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" Right? And I do that with my son, right? Why not go out for dinner? What if we
Yeah.
went out for dinner? What if
Yeah.
I brought food to your house?
Yeah. Yes, please.
Right? What if we had a potluck? Right?
What if we
And
had nine doodles and threw it on the table and have some lively conversation? Why
right?
not? Why not?
Right? Pick chapters pick food according to the chapter. Oh, that would be fun. That would be fun. I used to have a circle of friends that we always did potlucks, and I was put in charge of the theme. And I loved it, right? We did when it was I'm sorry to the vegetarians out there. I'm just going to give you right off the hop, but we called it Bite the Pig Night, because that one friend's son, once he realized that pork products came from pigs, he's like, "Dad, I want to bite the pig." So we did a Bite the Pig Night where every single thing on the table had to have some kind of pork product in it. And I got put in charge of dessert, and I made maple bacon ice cream, and it was so good.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to the vegetarians, but people do still love bacon.
Some of us really do. Actually, I went vegetarian for a while, and it was funny because when I did, I couldn't stand the smell of bacon. So I've been on both sides of that fence. But yeah, so those are, I'm enjoying this because we are exploring a few of those what ifs and why not, and triggering some of these ideas. And so your workshop, when is that coming up?
Oh, it's coming up June 8th, Thursday evening, Pacific Standard Time. So 7 p.m. at 90 minutes to 8:30. And another option is June 10th, Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So you can come.
So you got a couple of them.
Yeah,
okay.
They're the same. So just pick one, and you can come for your coffee on a Saturday morning, or come with your glass of wine or beverage of choice on a Thursday night. So so far, Thursday night's winning, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
That is interesting. Mind you, I mean, for us here in North America, we're coming into spring and summer. So a lot of people are doing those walks by the river, go hike the mountains, go out on the lake, that kind of thing on the weekend. So I suppose I'm not entirely surprised by that.
Yeah. But I say bring your laptop and go bring it to your picnic, and you could do it. And that's the beautiful thing of online. You can do it anywhere, as long as you have your Wi-Fi connection. Yeah.
Wi-Fi or even data. Some of us have got some pretty awesome data plans. So you can do it on the phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can definitely do it on the phone. Okay. And is this something that you are creating on an ongoing basis, or?
If you come, I will continue. If you come, I will continue. So the workshop, my vision is to spin these workshops, these lively workshops all year round, have different lively hosts. Again, this younger demographic is really challenging me. They're reading my doodles, they're following me on my socials, and they're saying, we did not know you could have such a lively life past 40 or whatever they think that we just
Uh, I recognize that. I might have behaved that way. Oh, Mom, you're 30? Oh, that's so old.
But this generation, they have a thirst to know more, which I think is a beautiful thing. I think the socials has really offered that up. So the young generation, they're asking me to host a lively session for that age group, maybe 35
Mm.
and under, and about a lot of early 20s. Tell me what's possible. Tell me what I can look forward to. Tell me why I don't have to jam it all into my 20s. And so they're like, like that? I could still be backpacking at 50, Treena, because I see you do that. And yes, why couldn't you? I should start backpacking when I was 40 and love it.
Wicked. Yeah, I was just thinking about what it would be like to have one of those inflatable paddle boards or kayaks or something like that, and bringing that, because I have a small car. I live tiny. I have a small car. I could throw that in there, drive out to the mountains and hit a little river or something like that. Like, there's so many opportunities, and I love that these young people are asking you why not for
And
them.
tell me what's possible of the why nots when you're past 40, because they really did not think that was
Okay.
possible.
We are almost at the end of the time, but we do have a question here. It says, what is the workshop about? So let's make sure we get that in here.
Okay, so the workshop is about you coming. We have 5 dynamic speakers talking about lively in the kitchen, lively in the bedroom, lively in life, lively in fashion. You'll get some inspiring ideas. And then you'll also go through an exercise with me that will poke at, what are your livelies? What could they be? What could they look like? What action could you leave with today from that workshop that you could move forward with?
I love it. I love it. I got the visual of, how when you transplant a plant
Yes.
and you massage the roots to get out some of the old dirt so you can put the new dirt in. That's what this feels like to me. It's an opportunity for us to come there and transplant our lives, squeeze out some of the dirt that doesn't have any life left in it,
Yes.
and plant ourselves somewhere in some really good, fertile, juicy soil.
Love it. Love it.
Awesome. Okay. So for those of you who are here in Facebook, we will put the link down below. And those in the Facebook group, there is an opportunity for you to win tickets. So go check it out. And for the rest of you, if you don't win it, this is where you go, minddoodles.ca. There's the invitation for registering for this program. It's very, very, very reasonably priced, and it is a very good use of your time. I do believe that it is well worth, your lively is well worth the investment. Okay. And for those of you out in YouTube land, there's the website there. Go check it out. Make sure you follow her on social media, because I am 100% confident that this is not going to be the last lively. Last lively. And so you want to be connected to her as well. For those of you in the Facebook group, she is here. Treena is here inside of the Facebook group. You can reach out to her. And yeah, let's get our lively on.
Why not?
Okay. Why not? And what if we did? Okay, Treena, I thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. Thank you so much for doing this. And I know it is these kinds of challenging the way we do things, and expanding ourselves and creating opportunities, being curious about what's possible, that does create the opportunities for success in our life. So this is well worth it. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Okay. And everybody else, we'll see you in the Facebook group, and go get your lively on.